What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new album from NAV called Bad Habits. Now, NAV is a rapper, or like I always say, an auto-crooner, coming out of Toronto, Canada, and he's known to be an artist who doesn't really take any chances with his music when it comes to the sound, and also with the content. You already know what you're in for whenever you see NAV featured or putting out a body of work, and it's the exact same thing here, man. You're getting those one-dimensional, flat, droning flows to go along with some hazy production. And I am going to say the same thing I say every time I review NAV, and that's that I think his production is actually pretty dope. I think he has a good ear for beats. That's something that I will always give him credit for, because whenever I listen to his projects, he's coming through with those hazy night riders, as well as some pretty heavy bangers like the song Hold Your Breath. At the same time though, this suffers from the same thing that Gunna's new album suffers from. And what that is the fact that these songs sound so similar as you listen through that they all start to run together. So really you're not getting much in the way of variety or versatility from NAV. A lot of this really just sounds the same, and you're not getting much with the content, as I said. Really the only moment that stuck out to me is the song Why You Crying Mama. This is a very heartfelt dedication to his mother, where he says that despite the money and fame, he's always going to be there for her. So I do appreciate that he got deeper on that song and made such a track, because it sticks out from the usual bitches, bullets, and brags content that he's doing. Of course, I always point out that rappers all over the genre are doing this content, and they have been since the beginning of hip-hop, but the key is to do it interesting, do it unique or exceptional in some way, man. Have some great flows, maybe have a vocal style that's different, or have amazing vocals in the first place, which NAV doesn't. Just do something special, maybe give me some clever lyricism or interesting stories. All these things are lacking from NAV's music, and that's why I consider him to be a pretty forgettable artist. For as much as I've had to listen to him and review him, I've heard him on plenty of features as well, there really isn't anything about him that sticks out. I can't tell you one feature from NAV that blew me away, one song or album or EP or tape or anything from him that blew me away, certainly not any bars from him. So he's one of those artists to me who just isn't very memorable, and I don't know if he'll be overly memorable when it's all said and done. He certainly found his lane and he's sticking in it, so I'm not going to hate on him because he is having success with that. Fuck what I think, he's got to stay true to himself and treat his fans, who are obviously eating this shit up. But just as someone who reviews music, once I peel back that layer of vibiness that he brings, there really isn't much here for me to praise or anything to make me come back to it. And I know not everybody is trying to make heavy, deep stuff. I like some stuff that's laid back. Sometimes I just want a trunk slapper too, but every other issue I touched on with the flows, the flat, drowsy sound, no content, all these things that I keep complaining about, they really do add up after a while, and that's the problem on this one for me. So, as I mentioned, I just mentioned those drowsy flows, and that's because his flows are very one-dimensional throughout. Some people say that he's basically Siri, or that he's a computer program who's just been made to just put out these generic albums, and I've often wondered if his name is NAV because he kind of sounds like a GPS navigator. That's how flat and straightforward and robotic his style is. I don't know if that's how he came up with his name, but that shit would make sense to me, so it is what it is. The song Tension is actually the perfect example of what I'm talking about. This one's just gonna put you to sleep. It is blander than oatmeal with absolutely no flavor. And I fuck with oatmeal, man. I like my peaches and cream, maybe some apples in there, put some yogurt, granola and shit in it. But when it's just flat with nothing in it, no, I'm not fucking with oatmeal. That's kind of what this is, just some cold, bland oatmeal as you're listening through. So Tension was certainly one of the most boring tracks. I think this really shows everything that's wrong with NAV's music, in my opinion. I shouldn't say everything that's wrong, because he knows what he's doing, he's making money. But, you know, I'm just giving you my opinion, like I said, it is what it is. That's why this is a rant, because I'm just fucking going off the rails here. But I feel like this album is another one of those instances where you could take all the verses and hooks, throw them in a hat, and haphazardly throw them on these beats, because there isn't much to, you know, sticking to content or subject matter throughout these tracks. It's all just very generic shit that's not memorable, intriguing, or interesting in any type of way. So that's just how this comes across, just a really shitty salad, you know what I mean? I wasn't really impressed with this one. Where's the goddamn dressing? Give me some dressing. Give me some fucking tomatoes or cucumbers, man. Spice that shit up. This is basically just a salad with nothing in it, man. Like a grass salad made with dandelion stems or something. You know what I mean? I also gotta point out that the songwriting on this is just so bland or cliche. I did kind of touch on that earlier and a couple of times about how the content's not that great. But for example, within 30 seconds, we get a whip slash chain slash slave bar. I think that's one of the most played out things in hip hop. He has another line on the song where he says, "Money is tall, Yao Ming." So it doesn't even seem like he's trying at all, man. I don't think he cares about his lyrics and bars too much. But hey, even if you don't care, I'm still gonna point it out if you're spitting some bullshit like this. Then we got to point out that the features aren't helping much either. You got Young Thug on a song talking about how he wants to fuck his auntie. That to me was just weird, because what if your auntie hears this, man? She's going to be very confused when she hears this and you're rapping about how you want to slide up in her. Then you got Meek Mill, and he spits a-hole, Uber on the way ho, fuck her from the back, put my thumb all in her a-hole. You know how rappers are with sticking their digits up buttholes. That's something they love to do, man. They're always just getting in there. They're always rapping about putting their thumb or a finger in a butt. That just is something that rappers are doing these days. And I think probably the best feature on this was the Weeknd on Price on My Head. Still wasn't a great feature, but this does show you how actually having a pretty good voice can go a long way when compared to what NAV is doing with all this flatness. So too long, didn't watch. I'm going to go with the 1.5 out of 5 here, man. I do understand the appeal. I think the production is actually pretty great throughout, but I cannot keep giving projects points for having good beats, man. It's easy to pick out some good beats or get in contact with people who can give you those beats, but you got to do something interesting on it. Be unique or exceptional, man. That's goddamn near my catchphrase by now. I say it so much, but I think it really fits because those are two things that make you great in music. When you're unique, so you stick out from the crowd, or when even if you're not overly unique, you're just exceptional at what you do, so people are really drawn to it. I ain't getting none of that here. I don't think this is that great of an album, but maybe you love it, and if you do, that is cool, man. We all got different ears and tastes, so I ain't really hating on NAV for getting his money and doing what he got to do. I just wish maybe he paid a bit more attention to songwriting, maybe gave us a bit more so we knew something about him, tell us your story, or, you know, just have some better songwriting in general. I think that would go a long way. Maybe a more interesting sound, but hey, fuck it, man. I'm just going all over the place. That's why this is a rant. We are done. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think about this one. And of course, make sure you do all that YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.